Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you doing today? How is life in your world? Please let me know. Love hearing from you. So today I was having a conversation with a friend, and the topic, I don't know how we got on the topic about these like family cults, I would call them. They're not really cults, but these people who have way too many children because their religion says that birth control is bad or whatever reason, and they homeschool their children and have very strange values. And anyway, the point is, that's not the point of the conversation. That's a whole different thing. But I asked the simple question, if you had kids, how many would you have? And the response was, I think 2. 2 is probably good. And my thought process was, the only appropriate answer to that question, how many kids do you want to have, is a fiscally responsible number, right? Like a fiscally responsible number of children. I think that should be the default answer. And to me, fiscally responsible means that you can give that child a quality of life that is not below poverty. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm looking at the world through weird glasses. But to me, below poverty does not mean like below poverty line of the federal government's income, because I think that there are very rich lives to be lived without making money. The Amish people don't need a whole lot of capital to live their lives, and I think they live very fulfilled, rich lives. Poverty to me means without basic needs, without food and bathing and shelter, and without the ability to live like a human, like a cultured being. And so then I got to thinking, like, well, what is fiscally responsible? That's one of those questions that you just can't really answer for somebody else, because everybody says they're going to wait until they're ready. They're waiting until they can afford to have a child. You can never afford to have a child. It's never going to happen. Just do it. If you are comfortable with giving up a third of your income to raise a child, then you're good, right? If you can still make ends meet. But so that led me down the other rabbit hole of thinking about when would I consider myself wealthy. And at this moment in time, this all leads up to this. This was the stupidest story ever. It all leads up to this. At this exact moment in time, my goal in life is to be able to make enough money to hire a lawn service. That's all I want. I want somebody to cut my grass. My grass is like this high right now. I'm not even exaggerating. And I live in a pretty nice housing development with an HOA. But rains and schedules and soccer has not lined up this year at all. And this is twice now my grass has been like this, and I just simply can't get outside to cut it. And today was, it needed done, and I couldn't do it, and I can't afford to pay somebody to do it. So it just has to happen on my schedule. Thankfully, our HOA president is also a slacker, and his yard looked just as bad, but he mowed his today. So, I just want to be able to have my yard mowed. That is when I will consider myself wealthy. Beyond that, anything else I could possibly want or have is just stuff, right? Like being able to have the financial freedom to hire a person to cut my grass. That's my measure of success. That's what I'm aiming for right there. If Pepahana can make me enough money to hire somebody to cut my grass, then it's a successful website. I don't know how I'll ever do that. I haven't really thought about charging for it much. So right now it's a completely free service, but maybe someday it'll make me income and I'll be able to hire somebody to cut my grass. That's all I have. It's late. It's like 9:30 right now. I just got home. Soccer. Had to go help a friend. Had to go to Walmart. Had to do this. Yeah, I'm tired. I want to go to bed. So thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being my bestest friends, and being really amazing people. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from enchantedlearning.com. Who was the first European to travel to China? Marco Polo from 1254 to 1324 was an Italian voyager and merchant who was one of the first Europeans to travel across Asia through China, visiting the Kublai Khan in Beijing. He left in 1271, a teenager at the time, with his father Niccolo Polo and uncle Maffeo Polo. They spent 24 years traveling.